When Amir Khan Muttaqi, Afghanistan's foreign minister, stepped onto the grounds of Darul Uloom Deoband in Saharanpur, he wasn't merely visiting an Islamic seminary. He was executing one of the most calculated diplomatic maneuvers in recent South Asian history. This is the first time that a senior Taliban leader has set foot on Indian soil since their return to power in 2021. But more significantly, it represents a theological homecoming that could fundamentally reshape regional geopolitics. The symbolism was profound and deliberate. As Muttaqi received his Hadith Sanat certificate and earned the right to use the title Qasmi, he was formally connecting himself to an institution that predates Pakistan's existence by 8 decades. This wasn't lost on anyone's watch, least for all Islamabad, which has spent decades positioning itself as the guardian of Deobandi Islam and Taliban's ideological patron. Meanwhile, India's strategic genius lies in recognizing that the battle for Afghanistan's soil runs through Deoband's dusty corridors, not Rawalpindi's military headquarters. The Deobandi school of thought, established in 1866 as part of an anti-colonial movement against British rule, has been the intellectual foundation upon which the Taliban built their ideological framework. While Pakistan's ISI cultivated Taliban factions through madarsas like Darul Uloom Haqqaniya, the original theological source remained in India, a fact that New Delhi is now leveraging with surgical precision. Muttaqi's visit to Deoband serves multiple strategic purposes that extend far beyond spiritual nostalgia. By tracing their ideological roots back to India rather than Pakistan, the Taliban are attempting to cloak their regime in theological legitimacy while simultaneously distinguishing themselves from more radical Salafist and Wahhabi movements like ISIK. This theological differentiation is crucial for movements seeking international recognition and trying to project a more moderate image to the global community. The distinction matters because classical Deobandi thought emphasized scholarship, spiritual discipline, and resistance to foreign occupation, principles that the Taliban can invoke to justify their rule while distancing themselves from the extreme interpretations that characterized groups like ISIK. When Muttaqi spoke of Afghanistan resistance against superpowers and drew parallel to India's independence struggle, he was invoking this classical Deobandi tradition of anti-imperialism rather than the militant jihadism associated with other movements. For India, these theological connections offer an unprecedented soft power opportunity that transcends the limitations of traditional diplomacy. While most of the international community refuses to formally recognize the Taliban regime, New Delhi engaged through shared spiritual heritage and cultural connection. This approach allows India to rebuild influence in Afghanistan without the political complications of official recognition, creating what Taliban sources describe as a spiritual diplomacy hub for future engagement. In a region where religious legitimacy often trumps political power, this theological diplomacy could prove more valuable than traditional statecraft in shaping Afghanistan's future trajectory and India's position in the broader Islamic world.